Welcome to my channel. You know that traditionally May is month dedicated to drawing or coloring mermaids. So last year I didn't color anything for this theme. This year I decided to support the tradition. I grabbed almost all my coloring books and I tried to make for myself a list of mermaid pictures which I would love to color. From the size of the pile, you can see that I found a lot of them. Of course, I will be happy if I color one or two images. I know that I probably won't have enough time for even 3 mermaid pictures. I don't want to limit myself only to these beautiful creatures, but I want to color also something else, probably flowers in May. But we will see. If in the end of month some of these pictures will go into finished category, I will be totally happy. I have several coloring books which I color only for Mermay. I have this Mythical Mermaids book by Martin Noble, and I have this Fantasy Mermaids coloring book. It was created by Ukrainian artist but under the brand name Color Mood, and for me it's one of the most interesting and beautiful mermaids books about mermaids, so I wouldn't want to abandon it completely. Last time I colored it in the beginning of February before the war started 2 years ago, so after that moment I hadn't touched the book and I want to return to it. But let's start from Martin Noble. This whole book is dedicated to mermaids from different regions, different countries. And this time I think that I would color this illustration to the mermaid fairy tale because I really love composition here. Apart from quite lovely mermaid and the statue, here we have also some nice underwater creatures. All pictures here are lovely, so it was difficult to select, but in the end I decided that for me this one is the best balance between the main hero herself and secondary elements. I also have mermaid picture, again by Martin Noble, in this Enchanting Fairy Tales books which I recently started, and I would love to make more pictures here, but mermaid here is not my favorite illustration, probably because I am not a big fan of the witch. Something just bothering me with her dress, with her skirt. I don't know how to color it properly. Maybe she's sitting inside of the shell, because we also have these lines around. These lines, they are a little bit confusing. Maybe that's stone and that's a huge shell, so not very clear for me. That's why I postpone coloring this illustration. But it would be nice to finish the fourth picture here, because my progress so far is very small here. So this beautiful fantasy mermaids, lovely book printed on thin Amazon paper, but that's okay. I colored here both with markers and then with pencils. I used Arteza, I used more professional pencils like Polychromos Prismacolors, so it's not a big pleasure to color in it, but it's possible. And as my probable project, I selected this one. Again, not also because I do love mermaids here. I would say that in this book, girls have the loveliest faces, very pleasant to look at, and they are not identical from page to page. I think that it's nice. So, this one I selected because of the interesting creatures, beautiful fishes. How they call in English? Sorry, I forgot. And also corals, so I also love background elements, but it's very detailed. If I color it, I definitely will use markers for the majority of elements, and only main image I will do with pencils. Also, I would love to start this lovely book, which I already have for several months, but hadn't started yet. It's by Tatiana Bagema, again Amazon paper, and it's lovely to see how the same fairy tale we can see from various artists. So here again we have mermaid, very nice hair decoration here. It's like mix of corals, seaweeds, her hair, and other pearls, shells, so really nice. And the rest of the background, I think that it's also possible to do with markers. They will help me to work on this paper. Oh, well, that's my big moment of shame, because I have this beautiful book. It's Wildflower by Christine Karen, and I admire the book, but I hadn't started it yet. Maybe because I'm a little bit afraid to mess up with my calling this beauty of these designs. They are beautiful by themselves in this very delicate grayscale style. But in this book we have a couple of mermaids, so I would be happy if Mermay would help me to finally color something here. Honestly, before I remembered about Mermay, I wanted to color this forest sprite. You know that I love to color various flowers and berries. But now, when I looked at selection of mermaids, I have this little mermaid. I think that it's one of the most popular pictures. I already saw 100 times colored this image in full color, so I'm not sure that I want to color it myself. This one is a little bit more cartoonish, but also lovely. And finally, I have this beauty, which so far is my favorite. It's the most challenging because it will be difficult for me to make this transition from her beautiful body into the background, the ocean waves and other flowers which we have on the foreground. But I love challenges, so if I finally find courage to start this book, it definitely will be this mermaid, not the previous two. Another amazing picture with mermaids I have in this romantic country, and I think that each May I plan to start this spread, but I always postpone it because I'm afraid, because it's a spread and detailed spread as we usually have in Aries book. Look at this beauty, they are nice, but apart from mermaid herself and the dolphin, we need to color all these things. I'm not afraid to color the left side, but this water on the right, oh well, not sure. Maybe if I started on 1st of the May and color through the months, maybe I will finish it, but it means that I won't be able to color anything else. So about this one, I will think. I want to return to Aries book, but maybe instead of romantic country, I will finally color something in my newest book, Travel Around the World, which I also want to start. My Goddesses, my favorite book by Coco Vayo, which I sadly abandoned recently. I switched to Colorless Kingdom, but here in the part about northern gods, I have this beautiful wren. And I think that she also can work as a mermaid picture. I think that her hair, they are very nicely done, nice mix of fish or octopus elements, nice decorations together with her hair. And I love to color storms and shipwrecks. So maybe this one can work as at least one picture colored in this book during this year. Another beauty, which I hadn't colored for a couple of years, it's Mermaids by Jasmine Beckett Griffiths. I promised to color this mermaid with octopus also a couple of months ago, so maybe it's time. And finally, the most beautiful but the most challenging mermaid pictures I have in Colorless Kingdom. You know how much I adore Chris Ortega books, but it takes me a lot of time to do my color planning, to select materials to work on this paper, and to finish even one page. Here, both mermaid pictures, they are very detailed. In the first book, we actually have not one but two mermaid pictures. This one, picture which I prefer, I do love again the frame of the posture, the frame of the mermaid, how she is decorated, but I also love the rest of it, and pirate, of course. Apart from it, I think that there is another mermaid, even more detailed, here. Well, not for this year, but if you are up to some really difficult challenging, this mermaid could be definitely for you. I will wait. I will concentrate on this one. And another mermaid we have in this book. Actually, we also have two mermaids here. The first one I didn't look a lot. Sorry guys, I will check. In this book or in the third one. Oh, forget about it. So here I selected this beauty. I do love that she is not very sweet. She definitely has very strong spirit, so it's a nice difference from other mermaids. Let me check, where is the second one here? Okay, not in this book. So in the third book there is also another mermaid, but I will try to start from Chris Ortega. So maybe this one, and even if it will be the only one mermaid which I finish this month, I will be totally happy. Look at her beautiful tail. I also love the landscape behind. I think that it will be possible to do with markers, some dark sky to emphasize the moon behind her head, simple stones and water. I think that I can do it with markers. She's really nice. I love strong spirited ladies and I love mermaids with characters. So wish me luck to do at least something from this beautiful list. I hope that I managed to inspire you to join Mermay. I know that there are many other beautiful books with mermaids, many beautiful illustrations from various artists. I know that if I check my other books, I would be able to find maybe 10 or even more illustrations with mermaids, but that's my list for this year, and I hope that in the end of May I will show you something from this list in full color. Thank you for watching, and until my next videos.